Welcome back to the Sunday Podcast. I'm Nick. This is
Tony.
We're back for another episode here of the Sunday Tape, like I mentioned.
What are we focusing on today, Mr. Nick?
We're focusing, last week we did a lot of stuff with the Colts roster, cut candidates, re-signing, blah, 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 all that
Bleed
fun
blue.
stuff. No. Well, yes, for the purpose of this podcast. Today we're focusing on my Chicago Bears, which this is a huge offseason for them. Very.
I think you got some cut candidates, don't you?
We do. Just getting started with that. Just looking at our cap numbers here.
How much cap space does
we are in the
Bears
negatives, about negative 5-ish, 4-ish million, I believe.
Oh, that's not too shabby. You can get a couple restructures and get into the green there.
It is not too bad, not too shabby.
But as far as getting premium free agents, I don't know about that this year, to be honest with you.
Probably
we should make
not.
some cuts, which we'll get into here shortly, correct?
Yes. But just looking at our overview right here, obviously DJ Moore is the biggest cap hit coming into this season. Whether we decide to trade him or not is yet to be seen.
Yeah, you might have some dead money. It looks like $6 million in dead. If you do just flat out cut him.
I don't see a universe where we just straight up cut DJ Moore. But a trade, Max Crosby, Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett
Could be in the future.
I'm pretty sure they offered him like 4 or 5 first-round picks, and they still turned.
Yeah, it's a pipe dream.
People use that word generational talents. He is a generational talent, and clear as day.
A pipe dream is what we call that. And
Max Crosby, maybe.
I can believe. I think the Raiders move on from Max Crosby.
I don't.
I think so.
They'd be making more holes in the roster. They don't need to make more holes. It makes sense.
Well, it's the Raiders.
That is true. They could be surprised. I mean, they've gone through 6-7 head coaches in a couple of years. Each head coach lasts a little bit. I think the only one that lasted a year and a half. What was his name? The defensive coordinator that they had 2 years ago. Do you know what I'm talking about? I forget his name. Played for the Giants. I believe he was a linebacker for the Giants at some point. Pierce.
Oh, Antonio Pierce?
Antonio Pierce. That's what his name was. Yeah, Pierce. He lasted a year and a half. Pete Carroll lasted about...
and he started as an interim, didn't he?
Yes, because he was defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
But that's a different, episode for a different day.
Yeah.
Let's focus on,
Getting back in, looking at this Bears roster here. There's one player that sticks out like a very, 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 very sore thumb. And that's Deo Adengbo. Your former Colts edge rusher. I texted you the day the Bears signed him, and I was like, what can I expect out of Deo?
Nothing.
Yeah, and I got proven that
I know,
very, very quick.
The Colts were looking to re-sign him for like $10 million a year, but you guys just blew it up at $20 million a year. That was nuts to me. I didn't.
Yeah.
He's a rotational edge rusher for us. They got at most, I think it was 8.5 sacks for us in 1 year, and you guys just threw him a $22 million contract. He wasn't coming back to the Colts at that point.
So if my number one cut candidate, if somehow you can trade him.
You're not trading him.
You trade Deo, but you're cutting him.
Yeah, you're not.
Even when he was healthy, he wasn't doing much.
Yeah, I think my number one cut candidate for you guys is probably Cole Kmet, to be honest with you guys. I think, the writing was on the wall once you guys drafted that tight end last year. What was his name again?
The best tight end in the draft, yeah. Colston Loveland?
No, you misspelled Tyler Warren, excuse me. But yeah, I think the writing was on the wall as soon as they drafted him with their first round pick last year. Why would you pay the number 2 guy the money you're paying him when he's not the number 1 guy at $11 million right here? The writing's on the wall with that one. You cut him, you can actually save quite a few in cap space, it looks like. It's about a little over $8 million right there in cap space.
You see, that's the tough thing for me with Cole. I really, really like Cole Kmet. He's been on this team for a long time. He's seen a lot of dark times with these Chicago Bears.
Was he a first round pick for you guys?
No.
Okay.
He was a second round
pick. Okay. I believe he was Notre Dame, wasn't he?
He was.
That's what I thought.
He also played baseball for Notre Dame. He's a pitcher. Which I always find it funny when he does his baseball sing celebration. Yeah. He was a pitcher.
Oh, don't worry. He won't be doing that for the Bears this year.
Why do you say that?
Because he's on part of the cut candidates.
You see, going back into that, I don't think he gets cut.
I do.
I don't think so.
I do. I put money on it.
You see.
So far we got Deo and Cole Kmet. Is that in line for what you're thinking this year for your top 5, or was it top 3?
If they were to cut anybody, I've seen a lot of Tremaine Edmonds. I think he's on his way out, unfortunately. I like Tremaine Edmonds.
Yes. I mean, his cap hit just this year alone, $17 million. You save 15 by cutting him.
Yeah.
So I don't see why they would keep him around. Plus, I don't really think he's a fit for that defense. I think he was a fit for Eberflus's defense, being cover 2, the Tampa 2 defense, where you actually need a really strong middle linebacker for that defense to work. But in your guys' defense, what do you guys employ now? Because there's a 4-3, right?
Yeah, Dennis Allen does a lot of funky stuff.
Oh, yes, it's Dennis Allen.
And I really like DA. People gave him a lot of hate this year.
We were talking about him last year in free agency when he got cut by the Saints. I was actually hoping the Colts
because he was their head coach, their intern.
Yeah. He was for the Saints, yeah.
And then Ben Johnson poached him.
I think that was a good signing, to be honest.
Oh, 100%. I like DA.
Yeah. I think you got the wrong end of the deal with the Saints because he had Carr retiring and everything else.
Yeah,
but
the Saints are just a travesty.
I think they're going to be pretty decent this year, to be honest with you. I think they had good in the draft. But again, getting off track here, let's focus more on the cut candidates for the Bears. Just to recap again, we do have Deo, Cole Kmet being cut this year. Who else do you got? How many more do you think they'll cut on this roster? Not too many more. Right?
Deo, Cole, Tremaine,
yes.
Tremaine Edmonds, and then probably
I know it's going to be DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift, you could see going if it's depends on what they see in the draft and what they like.
Yeah.
Tyreek Stevenson could be another one if they want to get him off the team.
And going back to Swift, I think again that's the writing on the wall with that one as well, just because of Kyle Mungungai. Is that his name?
Mungungai.
Yeah, what he did his rookie season wasn't bad whatsoever, and I think you can go cheaper there at that point and save some cap space in getting that Max Crosby that you want. But I mean, it looks like right here, he's got a cap hit this year of $8 million. You can save about $7 million by cutting him. That's not bad whatsoever.
Yeah, I also think you get rid of Kieran Amagaji. Cool, you can run fast as a lineman. You can't block, so get off my team.
Who's that?
Kieran Amagaji. He's a third year.
Where's he even? I can't even see him over the cap right now. Where's he at?
He's down there somewhere. There he is, under Shamar Turner.
Oh, dude, you're just getting that one's personal.
It is 100%.
Just to cutting him to save $1 million. That's personal, man. Just leave him as a depth guy at that point. That sounds a little too.
But it goes
personal.
back to my Drew Shelton pick. So
Roschon
Johnson, I've seen a lot of too as well.
So you got Cole Kmet being cut, Tremaine Edmonds being cut, Dale being cut, Tremaine Edmonds being cut. There's 4 right there.
And a surprise.
Swift 5.
And then one that's kind of on the fringe that I'll throw out there is Grady Jarrett.
Yeah, I didn't think that was a good signing when you guys did sign him, and I think I messaged you about it. I thought you guys.
I like Grady Jarrett.
I don't think he's a bad player, but I think he's at the tail end of his career, the twilight of his career. I don't think he's going to be playing much longer. Maybe another year or two, if that. I don't think you guys got much out of him.
That entire interior defensive line, Billings, Jarrett, Gervon Dexter. Gervon Dexter played really well this year. And then I believe Turner got hurt throughout the year. He was a rookie.
Yeah, he did.
But the like we talked about, the defensive line has just been it was very underwhelming. Austin Brooker was a very bright spot.
Well, to be on the bright side, this draft is one of the drafts to replace your defensive line.
This is true.
You guys got enough picks to do it, unlike the Colts. But I mean, you guys can do whatever you want in the draft. Defensive tackle is heavy draft for defensive tackle, linebacker, even edge as well. You might not have a premium edge guy, but there's lots of depth. Interior, there's a lot to be desired. Plus linebacker too. I think there's some good day 3 linebackers as well that could replace Tremaine Edmonds for you guys, and possibly T.J. Edwards down the road as well.
Well, like we talked about earlier, T.J. Edwards got hurt, and no idea how he's going to be affected by that injury.
Yeah, no.
He's aging. What
was it? What kind of injury was it again?
I believe it was Achilles.
Ooh, those are hard to come back from, man.
He's already 30.
Yeah.
I like T.J. Edwards a lot. Great tackler.
Yeah. And Colts had an issue with an edge rusher too, tearing his Achilles as well. And he just wasn't the same player coming back. So I understand wholeheartedly. I know we got Daniel Jones tore his Achilles, so we'll see how that affects him in the future here shortly. It's hard with the quarterback because they use it to plant on as well.
No, I lied. It was not an Achilles. It was
fibula.
Fibula.
Well, that shouldn't be too bad.
That's a pretty serious one.
Yeah, we'll see. He'll be all right. Just rub some dirt on it.
Yeah, I guess.
You guys are the Bears. Just rub some dirt on it.
But going back into it here, like I said, I haven't really seen anybody talk about Grady Jarrett, but I think Grady Jarrett could be cut. I've seen a lot of Kyler Gordon, surprisingly, being the highest paid slot corner in the NFL. I really enjoy Kyler Gordon. This defense, it's an interesting one. There's a lot of flack here. You go either like Deo, I want him off. He's 27. He shouldn't be getting hurt like he is.
No, like I said,
overpaid.
He was a rotational guy for the Colts, and we were planning to bring him back maybe at $10 million, and you guys paying him $20 a year. That's just.
And then 2 years from now, you have to re-sign Caleb, and
yeah, so might as well. I mean,
and Rome.
You got to remember, we can't make just holes to make holes though as well. So I'd leave Kyler alone and just focus on those 5: Deo, Grady, Tremaine, Swift, and Cole Kmet. And then go from there with it.
If I was to choose one, that's
who are your top 3 out of that? If you wanted to cut candidate, who's your top 3 candidates you'd cut right there out of those 5?
Personal, or if we're talking saving the most money?
You're GM of the Bears,
and if bang for your buck.
Yeah,
I know yours is Cole Kmet based off having Colston,
which makes the most sense for me. If you're paying your number 2 as number 1, doesn't make sense to me. So I'd you can go ahead and get rid of that, save the money right there. You save $8 million.
Yeah. So I really like Cole Kmet, but putting personal feelings aside,
you gotta put them aside. You're the GM, man. It's not about who you like; it's who's going to perform you, and he's not going to perform as number 1 for you guys.
Cole Kmet's probably long gone. Even though I really enjoy Cole Kmet, like I said, he's been on this team for 3 or 4 quarterbacks. Was he there for Andy Dalton?
Just buy his jersey already, man. Jeez.
I believe he was there for Andy Dalton. So he went through Dalton, Fields.
So you got Cole.
I think he was there for Trubisky too.
Oof. You got Cole. I'm going to say Deo number 2.
Deo. And then probably Tremaine Edmonds.
Edmonds over Swift? You save 7 with Swift. You save 15.
Considering that we don't have another linebacker that is half decent, probably DeAndre Swift.
So you got your top 3 would be Deo, Swift, and then Cole Kmet at that point. I think that's healthy to say those 3. I think that's Swift and Cole Kmet. I think this offseason, I think that's we're probably going to see that, to be honest with you. I don't think they're going to move on from Deo just because of the injury. I think they're going to give him another chance, to be honest with you. Because I don't think your guys' GM is going to admit a defeat from year 1 just because the guy got hurt.
Yeah, Brian Poles has been known to hold on to players that
which probably shouldn't have.
Yeah,
I can see that. So I don't see Deo being let go, even though he should. Because I don't think he's worth that price tag. Again, I scoffed when I saw you guys sign him from when he was free agent for the Colts. So I can see you guys moving on from DJ though, dude. Because I honestly think that I think that'd be a trade.
I was gonna say, if you move on from DJ, it's 100% gonna be a trade.
Yeah,
you're not just cutting him.
I don't think you're saving any money by cutting him either. I think you're gonna have to trade him because I really think Odunze is gonna be you guys' number 1, and DJ is getting paid.
Honestly, and we've talked about this before. Luther Burden really came on at the end of the year. His yards after he catches the football, he can do some magical things.
He's more of your slot guy versus an outside guy.
Well, DJ can play the slot too. Like you have 3 slot. Colston can play the slot.
But the most snaps DJ played on the outside, not the slot though. So I think he's one of your outside guys. But again, I do think he's replaceable just for the level of production you guys are getting. I think Rome and Dunze is way cheaper. Obviously because he's on a rookie deal. With a 5th-year option, right? Mm-hmm. So you guys drafted him in the 1st round 2 years ago now. So you got a 5th-round option on top of everything. It's the same with Caleb Williams. So you can run it back for 5 years, with number 1 quarterback and number 1
go ahead into 3 years, year 3.
Oh, total, I meant. Yeah. So you got 3 years left of that. But, I mean, you guys are already progressing. I mean, you guys went to the freaking, playoffs last year and won. Right.
But with these the entire reason you're making this space is because you have 2 gaping holes at safety. That you have no safeties on the roster.
And you probably need more pass rush, to be honest with you.
Except for Josh Blackwell, who's a special teams guy. And you need linebackers, and you obviously need to do something with the defensive line.
Okay. So, kind of wrapping this up real quick, this segment, you got your top 3 would be what? Deo,
Tremaine.
Swift. Oh, Tremaine. Mm-hmm. And then Cole?
And Cole.
Or going Swift? Cole?
But like you said, with Deo, they probably don't cut him, so it's probably
I don't think so either.
It's Cole, DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to end up happening. I've already seen reports of Tremaine Edmonds possibly getting released here soon. So we'll see in the next few weeks what happens, but I think that's going to be the biggest one right there. Because again, like I said, in this draft is a heavy linebacker draft. I think you can easily replace him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and you just have so many people resigned too. The corner aspect of it, you have Nashawn Wright. If the money is right, no pun intended. If the money is right for Nashawn, you obviously re-sign him. But if he's asking for $15 to $17 million a year, you say, all right, you're gone. We can't give you that. He had a really good year. At the end of the year, he started falling apart, though. The turnovers were fantastic. Turnovers are king in the NFL, obviously.
Oh, yeah. I mean, our linebackers, I believe we had 4 turnovers from the linebacking core last year, and all of them were from the same player. So it's like we'd have to add, as a Colts fan, we need to add way more than that. And again, like I said, this is the draft to do it. Is to move on from the old aging linebacker and get new ones in the draft. So, but I think we're good here. You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as always, guys, tune into the next episode, and I appreciate you guys' watch, your listen, and everything else. So, as always, bleed blue.
And bear down.
Let's go.